video is going to introduce you to the step with a hip bump out to the side. This is a dramatic way of walking that often works well as a way to get onto the stage, but you could use it at any time during a dance. So this move goes bump to the side, step, bump to the side, step, bump to the side, step, bump to the side, step. So let's break that down. The count that I'm using is 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's often what I would use, but you can put the count wherever you want, depending on the music you're listening to and just how you feel that music. So you might do something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and just mix it up that way if that's what's going well for you for that music. So there's not a specific rule about exactly where the 1 has to be, as opposed to a move like hip drop foot release, where the plain drop always has to be on the 1. So a couple of tips for this move. I recommend, as I do with most moves, first think about your feet and your weight, then think about your hips, and then think about the position of your rib cage, your arms, your head. So if your feet are on the wrong place, it's not really worth worrying about where your arms are, because the real basis of the move is more in the lower body. So what you're going to do, if you're standing in parallel, is step out with your heel up. Hands can be like this. This is a nice basic move. You'll also see versions like that, but we're going to do this one today. The leg is straight or at least if it's bent here, it's straight by the time you shift your weight. So you're sending your weight both sideways and up. I just think sideways, but with a lifted heel. So weight's going on to this, maybe, what percentage? Maybe 40%, maybe 30%, something like that. Maybe depending on the music, you might put more or less weight out to the side. And we're going to go step, straight leg, heel up, come back pretty much one foot in front of the other. If you're a little bit like this or a little bit like this, no problem. Be careful about getting too crossed and being off balance though. Other side, step and step, step, step. You can look side to side, which I'll demonstrate a few times. And it's not a very muscular move. It's what you could think of as a skeletal move. You're just putting the outline of your skeleton in certain positions. There's not a huge amount of muscle engagement that's needed to make this move work. Just make sure you have a nice straight arm, unusually, because we often have a subtle bend in the arm. Actually straight. Leg, same thing. Actually straight. Heel up. And you've got that bit of a weight shift. I'm going to put on some music and we'll just do this a few times with music so you can see how it all goes together. So those are a few different ways to interpret that. I think on my very first one, I went 1, 2, 3, 4. I realized that that was going to be a little bit slow, and I switched to just going 1, 2, 1, 2. And then I slowed it back down again and went 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is a move that you can vary depending on how you're interpreting the music. If you want to go slow or fast, it does not really go faster than that fast speed I was just doing it. And that's a nice overview to the walk with the hip bump.